Hey all, and welcome to another track guide on ACC. Today we're going to be doing Kyalami. This track took me a little while to learn because I usually learn these tracks in online races. I haven't found too many around, so it's taken a while, but we're here. And first you want to look out for the 100-meter board coming to the first corner. You want to brake just before that. When the track's rubbered up, it should be just where the rubber builds up. You want to start braking down to first gear, trailing it in, and you should be able to use the curb on the inside. You can just roll over it, coasting, and put the accelerator back on the exit. You don't want to run too wide to the right. You want to come all the way back to the left, so about midway on the track, just so you can get around this fast section. Do not go all the way over this curb. You can use the bottom of it, but don't hit the high side. It'll bounce you around, and you don't need to touch the curb at all on the left here. You want to get back to the right to straighten up your line for the braking zone. You'll notice you want to brake sort of just at the end of that curbing on the left. And when you brake hard, you want to straighten up the steering wheel. Ideally, you want to brake with as little steering input as possible. I'll show that again. Watch the steering wheel as I enter the heavy braking zone. I straighten it up as much as I can. And then I'm back into a coasting situation where I want to roll over this curb on the left, accelerating as soon as I know I have the grip to make it around the corner. Now you can probably avoid the curb and not lose too much time, but I just like rolling over it. It's my preferred line. Now for the fast right-hander here, there's a line on the fence on the left. You pretty much want to be braking alongside it. You don't want to brake too hard. And if you notice my steering wheel, I'll very slightly straighten it up as I touch the brake and then back into the turn into a coast. If you've gone too slow into the corner, you'll have to put more accelerator on. If you've gone too fast, you're going to have to brake a bit more. You want to brake just after the 50-meter board here, a little bit after it, and then coming into the corner, we can use this curb once again, rolling over it, and then accelerating as soon as possible so we can use all the track getting out onto the curbing on the exit. You can use all of it. Now here, just as the curbing changed to the stripes, you brake a little bit after it, and not too hard either. And you want to find the low side of this curb. You don't want to, once again, you don't want to go right over the curb. It'll bounce the car around and it'll ruin your lap. But where the rubber's built up on the curb, you can use that part. Just easing off the throttle here, back to the right, and in the same situation, you don't want to use too much curb, but the bottom part of it helps pull you around just a little bit. Should be full throttle once again. Then we're coming up to the blind braking point. So there's this Marshall stand on the left. You want to brake slightly before that. Now it's hard to see because it goes out your vision, but you want to estimate whereabouts it is. And if you look here, there's my ideal braking point, and you can see the Marshall point just in the corner in the window there. You want to brake just before that on track. Heavy braking zone, down to first gear again, and I like to roll right over this curb. And then you want to accelerate as early as you can, getting the car around. You can use a lot of the track here, preferably a little bit tighter. But now you're going to go around this fast left-hander, no problems here, easy flat. Now I like to keep on the left of the rubber patch on the track here, and braking just before the 100-meter board. I start a little bit wider than the line, back to first gear, and again rolling over this curb. You can use all of it, or most of it at least, and accelerating rather early. Once again, a lot of track you can use going over the curbs. And when it goes back to stripes on the curbs, you want to brake just a tiny bit after it. And be careful, if you hit that sausage curb, your lap will be over, and maybe your race too. Do not touch the sausage curb, but if you can just avoid it, you'll be fine. Now you can use the curb on the exit there, don't go on the grass. Now here's a few braking markers. Just brake before the 50 meter, before the Marshall stand, or halfway between the Marshall stand and the orange line on the fence. Final corner, we want a late apex, but you can start on the curb pretty early, accelerating as early as you can, using all that exit. And that's a lap at Kyalami, with in this case being a 140.5. I used the default aggressive setup, and I put the traction control down to 1. That I felt pretty comfortable with. I didn't touch the setup other than that. Optimal track conditions is 10 AM and I believe around about 26 degrees Celsius on the track. I'll let you watch the rest of this lap without me talking, without all the interruptions. I'll see you guys next time.